At the end of today's session, I want you to have the project status check set up. So if you're following along, it would be good to open up your version of Suits. But I would like you to have 3 automations set up by the end of today's session, which would be weekly project status check, weekly news digest, and meeting prep. And then we'll talk about some other interesting things I'm doing with our Fathom integration. So let's start with the project status check. In order to do this one, I want us to go into the workflow and look at the productivity apps. And for the, let me come back here. For the project status check, which this is also going to change in the updates. There's going to be some really new, exciting new workflows and automations and agents and skills access. But for now, one thing that I want you to get in the habit of is anything that exists here, you can always duplicate it for yourself. And when you go in here, you can either chat with the agent to duplicate or change any of the workflows, or you can come in here and make the necessary updates that you need for yourself, right? So for example, for this one, if you want it to automatically call and check specific tools, you want to make sure that you have these tools turned on, right? One of the things that I also double check before I come in to make any workflows or any automations is my settings to make sure that my tools did not get disconnected. It happens. It is not something Suits controls. It's really not something any of us control. This is just the way computers talk to each other. We need to make sure that the connection is always there. So first, you'll go into settings, and we went over integrations and connecting your integrations in sessions 1, 2, 3, and 5, and I will show you where to find those at the end of this session. We've gone over it a lot because of how essential making sure that your unique tools are connected to Suits to get the best output possible in every layer of that integration capability possible. It's so essential to the process, right? So right here, to look at what you have access to, maybe also, hello, it's almost a new quarter. And maybe some of you are doing the dreaded taxes and are deciding, hey, I've got too much tool bloat, right? So maybe you're getting rid of tools, adding tools, transferring tools. In our agency, in my team, the requirement is clear your cache, clear your history, and check all integrations for all tools on your computer and anything else once a month. So we do this on the last Monday of the month monthly. So we are actually coming up on that ourselves. And that's a great automation that you could just put as a calendar invite or use Suits to remind your team to keep for yourself and for your team so that all of your tools function well and you protect yourself from any security breaches as well, right? This is all client IP, your IP. You want to make sure along the way that your team is practicing good digital hygiene. Let's call it that. Okay, so once you connect all your tools, and like I said, we walked through this, and you know that the tools you want to use for these workflows are fully connected. So in this case, for our projects, I want this tool to look at my Gmail, my Google Calendar, my Google Drive, our ClickUp, because that's where we host all of our projects. And I also want it to check our Fathom to make sure that if there were any client meetings that happened, either one-on-one with me or with the team, that any tasks from those notes are also considered as part of this sweep. So once you do that, you'll go back, you'll go to configure. And then you'll come into the instructions and make sure that the tools that you want to use for this are turned on. I want it to also check Notion, right? And then you'll hit Save Workflow. And then you'll put in either the account here. You can select the voice, either your own voice or client report voice, and you can put, then these will fill in. You can also do this based on like in a batch. So if you click Run in a batch, you can do this not just for your account, but for each individual client account.